Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 8 of 5 Parsecs from Home. Yes, we're back with a new crew of technically trained people who are going to be gunning their way to success. This is going to be awesome. A bit of backstory for anyone who hasn't watched any of the previous series. You should. I like the previous series. I think they're neat. But yeah, the previous series has had a recurring city planet of Mekropolis, and in the last campaign, it was invaded by aliens known as the Abductors, and this campaign is set after the mega corporations and a few other groups came together to fight the abductors off the planet, but it's become a bit more of a sort of essentially a lawless, not a lawless, but it's a more sort of frontier era planet now. Like it's a completely built up under concrete, but there's no real central government. The corporations do what they like, and gangs are everywhere. The Cyber Knights from campaign 6. Oh God, what campaign? It's been so long. The Cyber Knights are still around. They are still performing their duties, keeping people safe, but it's not really good enough to keep things going. So the corporations can't trust each other with keeping law and order, and the Cyber Knights are too stretched out. So this is a new faction. They're called the Marshals, and they're somewhere between cops and bounty hunters. They will go into a location. They will try to keep peace. Maybe not enforce laws so much as take down gang leaders, dissidents. They're not brilliant. They are definitely on the lawful neutral scale. Anyone who threatens the peace of Mekropolis is going to be taken out by the Marshals, and this is just one such unit of them. And I'm looking forward to this. I'm hoping for a slightly more sort of Wild Westy vibe this time, because the objective is going to be taking out 10 unique individuals, and it is going to be a lot of the Marshals coming in, clearing up a town, trying to shoot the dude with the black hat, and cleaning up the town, kicking in as many saloon doors as is necessary. I'm excited. I'm very excited. There is going to be 2 new campaign rules done this turn. Firstly, the mission is going to be taking out 10 unique individuals. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be rolling to see if there is a unique individual before anything else. And the reason that I am doing that is because anytime we are not fighting a unique individual, anytime we're not fighting a rival battle, or if we get a quest, we're going to be using the street fighting rules from the compendium, which are very interesting. They are, it's a lot more chaotic. You don't know you don't know where or even who the enemy are before you start fighting, and it's very, very cool. If you watch the Solo Wargamer here on YouTube, you will recognize a lot of the mechanics from his game of Haywire, and I feel very stupid giving a shout out to someone who I believe has something like 10 times more subscribers than I do, but I'm going to do it because the solo wargamer is great. But yeah, so that's the plan. The plan is that we're going to be essentially, like trying to find unique individuals, and while we're not, we're just going to be patrolling the city, doing what we can to try and keep people alive. So that'll be cool. The team itself is led by the first alien that we have rolled up. We've had like mysterious and weird individuals before, but we've never actually had an alien. This is Ohm179. She is an engineer, which I'm very excited by. Engineers have slightly different stats to I think they're not quite as tough. I think their toughness maxes out at 4, not 5. And she gets a few like different options on some of the trade exploration and event tables, which is pretty cool. Like I'm excited to see how this pans out. She is also the team scion and the team leader. So she currently she's a wasteland nomad. She's from one of the areas where the abductors hit really hard during the invasion. She's her entire backstory and motivation is survival, and as befits someone who is a member of a leader of a team of marshals, her class is bounty hunter. So she is fast. She's starting with reactions 2, and she's got savvy 1. So she is fast. She's smart. She's very, very good. Her powers are predict, so she can make someone roll 2 dice and drop the lowest for the next thing they do. And she has psionic scare, so she can force enemies to make morale checks, which could be very useful in clearing out the field for especially against like tougher opponents. She's also geared up with a beam pistol and a shatter axe, which I mean, if you've seen any of these shows, you know that the Scion with combat of 0 tends to be terrifyingly good if you chuck her into melee combat. So, yeah, we are going to be playing around with that a lot. To her left is we have Jackie Sullivan. She is a drifter who is entirely out for fame, and she is a former soldier, which again makes her very, very good in combat. She's got a blast rifle, a scrap pistol, and a blade. So she's going to be all about that shooting. Next up, on the other side of Ohm, with the green hair, we have Alexander de la Cruz. He grew up in a space station. His entire goal is to escape, and he's a former gang member, which means that he much like Ohm, starts with reaction 2 and speed of 5. We've got a very quick team this time, which I'm entirely here for. I've also dropped a bunch of the starting XP you get from getting the elite levels on giving Alexander +1 combat. So basically, he's going to be useful in a fight. He has a Conley rifle, a scrap pistol, and a brutal melee weapon, which again with speed 5 isn't going to be too much of a hindrance. I'm hoping that's going to go all right. Last but absolutely not least, on the end here, we have Paulie Montoya. He's another human. They're all human apart from Ohm. He came from a research outpost. He's looking for some adventure, and his former career was Starship Crew, which means he's the dude who starts with +2 savvy. He's not a great fighter, but So he's very, very smart, and there is more calls for savvy in street fights than there are in normal games. So in general, it's a stat that I'm going to want to increase about as much as toughness and combat. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It probably won't come up, but they're a ship, I guess. It's technically like a mobile cruiser. I'm going to keep it on Mekropolis, but they may have to move from like district to district. It's called the Precinct. Statistically, it's a worn colony ship with a purifier and a fake ID. So they are basically, they don't have to pay. Well, they get +1 credit a turn, which means they technically just don't have to pay upkeep, which is quite cool. And the fake ID means they're more likely to get like patron licenses if they need them. Again, I'm going to be doing street fights, but they rolled it up, so yeah. Also in the pile of stuff they've got is a med patch, a duplicator, and a stim pack. So I'm basically going to wait until I get any armor and immediately duplicate it. So yeah. The part of Mekropolis we're on has busy markets, but is lacking starship facilities. So you can pay to make a roll on the trade table, but you can't spend too many credits on like repairing the ship. So if the ship does get damaged, it's going to have to be repaired the organic way. But yeah, that's basically it. So like I say, the plan is 10 unique individuals. We are basically, the length of this campaign is up to the dice gods. I do start with a rumor, so I'm going to be chasing the quest if I can get it, which they won't be street fights, but it would mean that I would be, that guarantees a unique individual at the end of it. Also, with the escalating difficulty, eventually unique individuals will go down from 10 plus to 7 plus, which is very, very useful. But yeah, hopefully we can get a couple before they start becoming elites, because that would be real, real bad. But yeah, in general, I'm looking forward to this. I think I'm looking forward to doing like a bounty hunter team. I love Mekropolis. Street fights, honestly, I'm interested to see how they go, but reading over the rules, they may genuinely become like a core part of how I play, especially if we like in future campaigns. I want to go. I like Mekropolis. I'm enjoying building it up. There's more billboards and buildings for this campaign, so it's going to be even more densely packed than it was before. And yeah, I am really looking forward to this. I hope you guys are too. And if you want to see more, remember to subscribe. And yeah, give me some comments how you think this campaign's gonna go. Do you reckon anyone's gonna die? We haven't had a death yet. He said very stupidly. So yeah, interested to see how that goes. Why did I say that sentence? Yeah. As always, I think that is how this campaign is going to go. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Have a great night. Bye.